bunch of people are always asking, first synthesizer, what's the best first synthesizer? And it's kind of an interesting question because it's deep, but yet very, very easy, man. The first synthesizer you should buy, there's so many great ones across the board. There's Arturia's got great ones. Behringer's got great ones. You know, there's a bunch of boutique companies that have very cool first synthesizers. So, I mean, my first synthesizer was an Arturia Micro Brute, you know, a one oscillator, semi-modular, had about 3 or 4 patch bays. What's up, Apollo? Had about 3 or 4 patches, I think, patch points, six patch points maybe, or 9. It was either 6 or 9, I can't remember, on the Arturia Micro Brute. And it was a crazy little synthesizer. It was probably, it's like one of the best synthesizers to learn on, man, you know? And it's so easy to get a grasp on the Arturia Micro Brute. It was just so easy. It was a cool synth to learn on. My buddy gave it to me. It was one of the coolest synths to learn on. What's up, Echo? What's up, Trusto? Apollo? Yeah, it was one of the coolest synths to learn on. And I would recommend it to anyone, but then you're crazy limited. With the Arturia Micro Freak, you're super limited, you know? You're gonna get to the point where you're like, this got no effects. I'm only talking if you're a beginner. People in the chat here, they're absolute legends, man. So like, they've been down the road. You know, I've taken crazy advice from tons of them. You know, you got legends like Apollo, crazy musicians, Apollo Hanzo, Trusto, Echo Craft, The Machines One, Cresshead, Crazy Wabbit. You got tons of insane musicians. So I'm just talking about first synth. I think you'll get bored of the Arturia Micro Freak. Or Micro Brute, sorry. I think you'll get bored of that. You know, you got the Behringer modules, which are, you know, the Behringer Model D, 250 bones to get into it, but then you need a MIDI keyboard. So then we're dealing with first synth. You're going to have to go out and buy a MIDI keyboard because you got your first synthesizer and now you got no keyboard. So, you know, is that a good first one? I don't know. I personally think you're better off to go out and buy a Behringer Poly D, have the keys. You got 4 notes, a polyphony of a paraphonic, you know, but come on. We don't need to play around. You can still play 4 notes. I actually like paraphonic sometimes better than polyphonic. You know, that's just me. First synth would be an SH101 clone. Yeah, so you got, if we want to go there, you got the Behringer MS1, which is a very cool synthesizer, you know? Very, very cool, sweet spot. You get an SH101 clone, an MS1. That's cool. You know, I think an Arturia Mini Freak, which I actually have right here. Right, I got the Arturia Mini Freak right here. This thing is an insane clone, absolutely crazy clone, or sorry, insane synthesizer. I mean, the cool thing about the Arturia Mini Freak is up there. It's almost the top of the top, all right? Arturia Mini Freak, you got 6 voices of polyphony, 12 paraphonic, okay? So it's a 6-voice poly or a 12-voice paraphonic. It's whack loaded with effects, okay? You got all the beautiful effects in there. You can load samples and granular into it now, and they're always updating it. So the thing about getting involved with an Arturia, you get involved with an Arturia synthesizer for your first synthesizer, you're looking at a company that keeps the support going. You look at the Micro Freak and the Mini Freak. The Mini Freak is the Arturia Mini Freak right here is one of my favorite synthesizers I own by far. As you can see, I've got a few around here. You know, I'm trying to build up that generational synth wealth. I'm not trying to sell anything, okay? You might think that this is a good first synthesizer. The Teenage Engineering Rhythm and Ting, okay? This here is one of the most annoying products next to Sonicware Ambient Zero that I'd ever used. And now Sonicware's Ambient Zero sounds out of this world crazy, but this here, this sounds awesome, but it's annoying, okay? So is this good for a first synthesizer? I would say no. you know? And some people are like, that's not a synthesizer, it's a groove box, sample machine, you know? I would say no. You know what I mean? That's what I would say. I would say this as a first synthesizer, 100% no. I don't even know if this, does it work, I wonder? Let's see. Right? This as a first synthesizer is a big, big no, you know? Now that's just me. And the speaker on it blows. All right, so the speaker on it sucks. The sounds and the samples on it are awesome. But first synthesizer, I don't think so. I don't think so. And I tried this as the first teenage engineering product because I was running a Reggae Samurai algo. And when I ran the algo, I was like, man, this thing is okay. I did a video. Maybe I'll do another one. We'll see what happens. But it's pretty cool. Feels cool. Knobs are cool. Buttons are clickety and cool. Portable. Speaker blows. But it's a cool product. But first synthesizer, I don't think so. All right. So I'd say a big no to that. You know? We got this right here. We got the Fred's Lab Manatee, okay? This is built like a friggin' tank. It's solid friggin' metal. It's like made out of animanium, okay? Like Wolverine bones. It's absolutely, it's a spectral synthesizer. It sounds friggin' crazy. It's amazing. It's cost you like $999 for this baby, okay? Is this good for a first synthesizer? I mean, it doesn't have a keyboard, so I'd say no, but I would say as a second synthesizer, if you got a couple synthesizers and you wrap your head around it, yes. If you got big balls and you want to go nuts, this might be a great first synthesizer for you because it sounds so crazy. And the thing is, you won't get bored with this, okay? You buy an Arturia Micro Freak or Micro Brute, you're going to get bored fast. You're going to get bored so fast unless you get a few guitar pedals, okay? Unless you get a bunch of guitar pedals. And whack on, you get some guitar pedals and whack on your friggin' synthesizer, you're into business, baby. You're in business, okay? You whack that on an Arturia Micro Brute, you're in business, okay? This is one of the greatest pedals ever made of all time. The Hologram Electronics Chroma Console. This is like a Swiss Army knife. You can have 4 or 5 Chase Bliss pedals inside of this, okay? This is like a Chase Bliss Mood, a Chase Bliss Generation Loss, a Chase Bliss Lossy, all in here. All in this friggin' thing, okay? This is nuts. You take this and put it on this, you know what happens? Insanity. That's what happens. This and this, insane, okay? So first synthesizer, boom, boom. If you got these two, you're gonna be having a good laugh for a long time, okay? What's the chat saying? You seem like a fan of Gabe Owners. Yeah. I'm not a fan of those, brother, but you might be. So yeah, is this a first synth? I don't know. Yeah, I would say Fred's Lab Manatee is could be a first synthesizer, you know? You got these here, right? Look. You got those, okay? You got the PWM Hot Pink Edition Mantis. This is a beautiful first synthesizer. This will give you the lay of the land. It will teach you synthesis like crazy. You got the original Oxford Synthesizer Oscar wavetables in this baby, okay? This is packed to the gills, okay? 4 notes of polyphony, aftertouch, okay? It's got an insane filter and it's gorgeous, all right? Absolutely gorgeous. You want to roll over here, we got the PWM Malevolent. Okay? You want to rock the Malevolent? You might end up blowing out someone's eardrums because the state of the filter on this is insane. Absolutely friggin' crazy, okay? The filter on the Malevolent is awesome. $400, okay? $1,200, $400. This is a great first synthesizer. A lot of fun, semi-modular. You can have a lot of fun with this for a long, long time. Mantis, $1,200. A lot of fun with this for a long time. You can even put your own custom end cheeks on it from echocraft.com or Rourke Industries. We got Rourke Industries with the Kawasaki green, okay, that Kim Kardashian. and then we got the hot pink, okay? So you want to customize your end cheeks, you ask someone like Echo Craft or Rourke Industries to get you that hot pink or that Kawasaki green, all right? Juno X for a first synth? I mean, why not? Juno X, you could do everything on that thing. You could do it all, baby. You can do everything on this, okay? The Juno X is a monster. I picked this up for like $1,000. Is this good for a first synthesizer? I mean, it all depends. If you got $1,000, but I would say no. As a first synthesizer, I would say that's probably not the way to go for a first one, for the Juno X. Now over here, I got the Hydrasynth Deluxe. First synthesizer? No. Hydrasynth Explorer? Yeah. You know, what's up, Conductive? What's up, Jervis? I missed third ear. Yeah, I was doing some stuff too, man. I was working, shoveling all the damn snow off the roof out there. I didn't want to get an ice dam, so I had to go out there and knock the snow off the roof. So now we're looking over here. You got the Behringer monopoly right here, okay? First synthesizer, I would say 100%, that's a great first synthesizer. Beautiful layout, super simple, analog, 4 notes of a 4-note paraphonic monster, okay? You can have a lot of fun with the Behringer monopoly. I'll tell you that right now. A lot of fun, okay? So that is a first synth, of course. But I mean, Behringer modules and a MIDI keyboard, I think a Model D and a MIDI keyboard is a great combo. So that you pick up an Arturia key step or a Behringer swing, and you've got a sick combo. You got a recreation of the classic mini Moog, and then you can also have your little MIDI keyboard, run some sequences, do some stuff, and then if you run it through some guitar pedals and stuff like that, it's out of control crazy, right? Yeah, Craving the Edge. Craving the Edge is a good combo. So like, I mean, I hate to say it, but Behringer, period, any Behringer synthesizer, in my opinion, is a great first synthesizer. The DeepMind, I mean, right now with the JN80 just came out for $669. That is an amazing first synthesizer. I think you'll fall in love with synthesis if you bought a JN80. I mean, a Juno X is crazy. What else do I got over here? I got the Korg Multi-Poly. First synthesizer, no. Menu divey, confusing, and deep. Korg Op6, great first synthesizer. It's an FM synth, okay? Six algo, 6 operator, FM synthesizer. Super easy to learn. But then you're just stuck in the FM lane. Lots of great Korg effects on there. Everything in there is good. We got the drum log over here. I got a wave state back there. I got a mod wave over there. So I got a few. But you know, I don't have a lot of big boy synths. I've been keeping it straight, you know, pretty cheap. Not cheap, you know. I got a couple $1,000 babies kicking around. But I mean, I'd have to go with, I think, the Arturia Mini Freak, Behringer MS1. But if I just wanted a beautiful first synth to sit down and play with, it would probably be, I'd probably grab a Behringer Poly D because it's beautiful. It's got the flip top. You can sit down at it. It's like, it's based on the Mini Moog layout. So it's just, you know, left to right, so friggin' simple. It'll give you a great grasp of synthesis. You can make some great tunes. If you gear up your DAW, you can throw in effects off your DAW. If you're a guitar guy, you got some guitar pedals, you could do that. Get Jervis, the Micro Freak is super great synthesizer for a beginner. It's small, compact, great little synthesizer. No effects, but it's monstrous in sound. But that's why I say the Mini Freak. I think the Mini Freak is one up from the, but if we're talking straight beginner, you got to get your mind. You got to get into mind of a beginner. You got to get into mind of yourself when you started. What would you have wanted when you first started, man? That's what you got to think about. What would you have wanted when you first started? What would you have want to sat down and pull up on YouTube? What would you have want the guy to say to you when you had your first synthesizer? What would you want him to say? What do you want? Throw it in the chat. Let me know. What do you want? Of course you're going to want some effects on the synth, right? Because then you don't want to go searching for guitar pedals and you don't want that. So you want some effects on it. Just because everybody knows when you put a synthesizer through some effects, boom, boom, bam, bam, amazing, right? Hold on, the missus is writing. Did stove beep yet? I don't know. So yeah, you get your first synthesizer with effects, in my opinion. That's what brings you over to the Mini Freak. The Mini Freak is loaded with effects, distortion, bit crusher, phaser, reverb, delay, flanger, tons of other crazy things in there. It's a hybrid synthesizer, so you got really nice analog filters on it, so you're getting that analog warmth. You got the digital oscillators, a crap ton of them on there. You got a beautiful little mod matrix. It's super easy to use. You got mini keys, but it's your first synth, so you know, no big deal. No big deal. What was your guys' first synthesizers? What was the first synth you guys ever had? Minilog XD, I actually have that. That's a great first. That was my second one. The Minilog XD was my second synth, and then the Behringer Model D was my third, and the Behringer Neutron was my fourth. And it's so easy. There's so much good stuff these days. There's so much good stuff. It's crazy. So much good stuff, man. There's so much good stuff to pick from. I just saw that a good friend, Twin Cities Auction, just picked up a Sueno Bono Polyvera. That thing is a monster. Beginner synth? No, but absolute monster. You got Tactical MIDI out there picking up the, what is it? The MC 707? What is it? MC 707? What's that called? MC 707. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, SX240 first synth. Yeah, what was your first synth? Microbrute, Afterlife Registry. That was my first synth, the Microbrute, dude. The Microbrute was my first synthesizer too. Super cool. Moog Taurus pedals, then a Juno 106. Echo Craft coming in with a Moog Taurus pedal. A Nintendo was my first synth. Best Korean G's. Yeah, you know what? Nintendo had that synth out. That was very, very cool. Very cool. Korg Poly 800, yeah. Very cool. I had no idea mono, total noob. I had no idea about mono, total noob, yeah. Korg Trinity was your first synth, Faniel. That's insane. A Korg Trinity, dude? Wow. That's berserk. You know? I just think that right now is probably like, I think I only got into synthesizers in 2020, basically 2021, I think it was, or halfway through 2020. But really 2021 is when I started playing synthesizers. And I feel like I got in at a real lucky time. You know, I get to get in now where you got Behringer bringing back all these vintage synthesizers that were, you know, that people lusted after. They're all coming back, so I'm getting here at this era. You got the Behringer Mini era, so it's like a gateway drug to synthesizers. You got Arturia putting out super affordable, cool gear, the Micro Freak, the Mini Freak. You know, you step it up, you got the Polybrute, and then you got the Polybrute 12. You know, you got the Brute drum series, cool drum machines. So cool, man. You got the Ultra Nova. So you got Novation's got some cool stuff. You got groove boxes galore. There's just so much stuff out now. It's almost like, I don't know who I was hearing the other day was talking, and they were like, man, it's almost too much now. It's like almost too much. My BROSYNTH shirts arrived today. They're awesome. Yeah, Faniel, man. Thank you for the order, dude. BROSYNTH Network's taking off. It's a great group of people, man. It's a bunch of real dudes out there, cool, streaming their life, you know, doing kind of things like this, just having chats with each other, not just out here, you know, doing the regular thing. It's kind of a changing of the guard, really, you know. Synth blessed, baby. Synth blessed. That's right. So yeah, shout out to the BROSYNTH Network, man. Because the BROSYNTH Network, you know what the BROSYNTH Network is? The BROSYNTH Network's a lifestyle. It's just a vibe. It's just a feeling. It's not a membership. It's not something you join. It's not nothing like that. The BROSYNTH Network is just the everyman. It's just the dudes out here working hard, saving up some money, buying some synthesizers, super passionate about music, passionate about sound exploration, super supportive of each other, watching each other's channels, helping each other behind the scenes to get stuff set up and troubleshoot. The BROSYNTH Network is just, it's the people's network, man. It's the network of the people. It's the positive, fun network of the people where you can go to have a real good time and be around a bunch of people that are more in line with what you're in line with. It's just a way of life, dude. The BROSYNTH Network's a lifestyle, you know? It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle brand. That's why lots of people on the channel too, or not on other channels, it's just they're lifestyle channels, man. You got Tactical MIDI out there making pancakes, talking about the new gear he bought. You know, we work sometimes 2 and 3 jobs, you know, to support families, to support friends, to support parents. You know, we work 2, 3, 4 jobs. And, you know, you got guys like Tactical MIDI out there making pancakes for his kids, going live for a minute, so excited to tell everyone about some new gear he's getting or a topic. You got Echo Craft driving to work. You got the Machines One sitting down and in the most insane modular setup of all time. You got a guy like Machines One doing modular, making some of the most amazing sounds of all time. You know, you got Twin Cities Oxygen out there running these insane music competitions, or sorry, not competitions, musical events, getting all these boutique synth like you get a guy like Twin Cities Oxygen out there, does his first musical event, and the bro's got like 35 synth companies already on board in there, supporting him, doing a Synths for Shelter, giving back to his community to support all the puppies, the dogs, the rats, the gerbils, okay? The budgie birds. He's out there raising money for him, and he did really well, and I'm proud of him, man. He did awesome. So more than anything, I'm just super proud to see everybody out here putting in time, being consistent, you know, supporting each other's channels, helping each other out, trying to get new people who are just coming into the synth community on board and getting them set up and if they want to go live, like everybody's got their own broadcast now. Everyone's got their own network, right? You know, everyone's got their own system to broadcast your thoughts, your personality, your expression, broadcast your life, IRL, in real lifestyle. You know, it's a totally different switch from what the synth community is used to. And it's more of a cultural shift. It's more of like a real life look at people who actually buy the musical equipment, buy the gear. You got Get Jervis out there doing consistently shows all the time, going deep into sound, deep into synthesizers. He's got great charisma. He's you know, he's a legend in his own right. So I love Get Jervis. I threw out the invitation the other day to Get Jervis is invited to the Synth Kumite 2027. You know, so that's pretty cool. Hold on a second. The oven's going off. 1 second. Yeah, man. So it's just so many great I know this is a show about beginner synthesizers, but the cool thing is that's why I sent I told everybody in the Discord too, I threw the BROSYNTH Network. I mean, when you see the BROSYNTH Network symbol on a channel, you just know it's a place that's super welcoming, super supportive. You know, always got your best interest at heart. If you need some help, they're always writing you back. They're always getting back to you. You send them an email or a message, they're responding. You see them show up in your own chats and stuff. So that was the whole idea with the BROSYNTH Network, is to just, it's an open source lifestyle, and anybody is in, anybody's out, be a transient, come and go. Like I said, it's just a vibe, man. The BROSYNTH Network is just a vibe. But it's the biggest vibe going, man. And it's rocking I don't want to say it's disrupting the synth community, but I think it's giving a ton of people in the synth community an actual pocket and a group and an alignment that resonates more with their style of being, their way of life. You know, the hardworking man out there, the musician that just makes music for the love of it. You know, we're not doing this to get into synth companies DMs so we can like get free crap. You know, that's not the vibe. And guess what? If you're into getting free crap, listen, what do you think? I'm going to hate on someone from getting something free? I don't think so. I'm pumped when people get stuff for free. You know, but guess what? Nothing's for free. When you get something for free, you have to do something. Whether you believe that or not, it's just the way it is. Nothing's for free, period. So if that's what you're into, then it also comes with the moral dilemma now of you've been given something for free. What are you going to do with the free product that you just got given? And then that comes the moral dilemma. And then what you get this weird infatuation with getting free stuff. Like it gives you this some type of status or something. So in the synth community forever, free gear was a status symbol. You'd look at a channel and you'd be like, oh man, so-and-so's channel got that synthesizer. I just wish I could have got that one. Oh no, he got that synthesizer. Oh, if I just be more not myself and more like they want me to be, I'll get more stuff. You know, I'll be the guy who got the stuff. I'll be the guy who got something. And this is just a different vibe around here, man. We're just people who just like music. We like buying gear. We like talking to our friends about it. We're excited to be like, bro, you should get this synthesizer. It's amazing. Look, here, check out the video I just made of it. You know, we're more interested in talking to each other than sitting down with a CEO of a company and having a conversation. This is kind of how the BROSYNTH Network is. It's more of a, to be honest with you, it's more of a community, really, you know. But there's room for everybody. That's the way it is. There's room for everyone. So that's what's cool. But yeah, back to the first synthesizer. I'd go with this one right here. The Arturia Mini Freak might be the first synthesizer. If you're a beginner and you're looking to get a synth, you pick this up for like $400 used, $599 brand new. You could get a mono poly for like $399, $499. You know, this thing is amazing. This is like a main piece of my setup. It never leaves. It's in every friggin' music video I ever do. You know, I got the multi-poly right here. It's a bit dark. You probably can't see it. I got the Op6 over here. You know, so these are both good. I got the drum log. You know, you come over here. I got a wave state here too. I got the mod wave up top. You know, I got the Roland VT4 for the for the vocals, right? And then over here we got some other stuff. I got an RC 505 there. That's just for looks. That's just for looks. It's not plugged in. That's just for looks, right? That's just a shout out to all the loopers out there, because one of my great inspiration was Mark Riblet. So that's just for looks. We got the Juno X here, right? The Juno X is gorgeous. But you know, the JN80 is coming. I gotta get it, right? I gotta get the JN80. Just because it's a piece of BROSYNTH memorabilia now, you know? We got the Malevolent, okay? One of the greatest mono synths of all time. This thing is epic. Super cool, semi-modular. We got the Mantis with the beautiful hot pink end cheeks, you know? So much to be had, and I got so many more around the corner as well that I'll bring out at another time. You know? Recon, he's playing your song. He's been working on my track and it's almost all done. Aaron, that's slick. Yeah, that's sweet. So, and I seen Twin City Oxygen today open his friggin' box, but I don't know what you're opening that with, my son. You had this tiny little razor, and this is what you should be opening your synth box with, okay? Proper, real time, okay? The buckshot, baby. All right? That's what you should be opening your synth boxes with. Not no friggin' small thing. You just go open that baby right up. Yep. So yeah, man, first synthesizer. And like I said, if anybody got any questions, if you're new to synthesis and you want to know how to get a little cool setup going, email me anytime. I usually write people back within 24 hours max, but sometimes I just write them back right away. So if you got a question, I'm the fastest responder of all time. If you don't ask me, ask Hans. He knows. I work quick. There's only one thing I don't do quick. Okay? But yeah, I work quick. And if you need something done, you need something done. MC707 is like the Juno X. Hot take tactical. I watched your video the other night and I thought the I thought the MC707, I was going to get the Astrolab, right? I wanted to get the Astrolab to go with the RC505 because I seen a bro do a video and I was like, ooh. So I was like, should I get the friggin' Astrolab or should I get the, what does it say? I got a strike for guns in my Kumite video nuked by YouTube. I think I'm done. What? No way. Did you? No, you probably just got to click something, man. It's a music video. Just, dude, contest that. You're not done. Contest it, Apollo. You just got to contest it. Don't be done. But yeah, it's probably like, pro tip, don't go putting no, that can't be right because there's tons of videos on YouTube of like, you know, I don't know. You put in there that it's historical record of some type of war or some event. It's an educational video where you're showing music made during the Civil War period, and these guns are very important to illustrate blah blah blah. Yeah, YouTube has been striking videos. Really? What do you think, you're going to strike one for this? This is just a box opener. That's a box opener. That's all that is. Definitely contest. Yeah, you got to contest because you made a music video, bro. You know how many rap videos got freaking guns in them? Nah, that's weak. That's weak. So the algo, the AI probably just picked it up, but just contest that right away. You'll get that put back up, no problem. Especially where it's a music video, no problem. I wouldn't even worry about that. What's up, probes? Yeah. So yeah, lots of cool stuff going on, man. It's fun. I got to go to bed early tonight. We got a little chicken cooking in the oven. And had some good fish last night. And, yeah. So that's it, man. That's my little breakdown because I know a few people were asking about what's a beginner synthesizer. So I figured I'd just come on and just basically tell what I think the best ones are. And if I had to say the top 2 beginner synthesizers, they would be the Behringer Poly D and the Arturia Mini Freak. But also, top 3, I've got to throw another one in. The Minilog XD with the keys, the effects, 4 oscillators. I think it's got analog filters. I think the Minilog XD's got analog filters. Digital oscillators. It also got the ability to have third-party through sine vibes and third-party oscillators and third-party effects put on there. So the Minilog XD is an absolute monster. You can also pick that up for like $400 or $500. So the Minilog XD, I got to break that out again and do a video because that was one of my first synthesizers and it was just so fun to play and so jam-packed with features. Very cool. So my top 3 beginner synthesizers, Minilog XD, Arturia Mini Freak, and the Behringer Poly D. I think those 3 offer such a beautiful beginner experience. Extra ketchup, baby. Thank you, Afterlife Registry. I'm going to go buy some ketchup right after the show. $2. Appreciate it. You the man. I'm going to put some ketchup on that chicken too because I dip my chicken in salt and ketchup. You ever do that? Dip your chicken piece in get a little thing of thing, put some Himalayan sea salt, a little bit of pepper, mix it around. Dip it in the pepper and the salt. Dip it in the ketchup. No bass guitars, I'm out of here. Oh, you just missed it. I just did a bass guitar demo. You just got here, man. You missed it. I had to bring it back up to the attic. Put the bass guitar back. Yeah. Salt with ketchup's nuts. Super secret. Listen, it's a super hack. I learned it over in Asia. You take chicken, rotisserie chicken, dip it in a little bit of salt first and try that. Then dip it in a little bit of salt, then dip it in ketchup. Brilliant. Out of this world, nuclear. It will take a rotisserie chicken from bland, okay? From bland to out of this world with 2 dips. Boom, boom. I know best Korean Jesus. That's a Korean trick, dude. Dipping your chicken. I learned it in Korea. That's dipping your chicken in salt and a little bit of pepper. That's the real deal. And the ketchup is just, I mean, I put everything in ketchup. Meatballs in ketchup, pizza in ketchup, ribeye steak in ketchup. I got ketchup smoothies galore. I got ketchup popsicles I made the other day. Just squirt a load of ketchup in these things, put popsicle sticks in them, and do that. I also got egg. Have you ever had an egg popsicle? You take a tray of eggs, okay? Take a dozen eggs, rip the top off it, okay? Drive a popsicle stick through the top of each of the eggs. Stick the eggs in the freezer. Now, this is crazy. Stick the eggs in the freezer for a day or whatever. Take the eggs out of the freezer, peel the shell off. It'll come right off. Then you dip the frozen egg in soy sauce. You want to talk about a summer delicacy? Try frozen egg popsicles dipped in soy sauce. It's out of control. Out of control. It's amazing, actually, because the yolk freezes in the middle, and then you got the white, egg white around it, and then you dip it in soy sauce to give it that little salty taste. It's amazing, okay? But it's not for the faint of heart. You ain't getting bulked up if you ain't doing egg popsicles. Yeah, eggs are raw. Raw eggs. The eggs got to be raw. I just make egg and fried rice. Egg and fried rice is good, man. Strawberries. I mean, you want to do the real best Korean Jesus? You want the real deal? Boil 8 boiled eggs. Get a load of kimchi, okay? A load of the good kimchi. I'm talking about that real red, old kimchi, you know, that kind of got that little bit of fizz to it. You get that old, nice kimchi, okay? And you take a boiled egg, you take the chopsticks, pick up a piece of kimchi, then you bite into the boiled egg. It's amazing. Kimchi with boiled eggs is crazy. You can use gochujang too, yeah. Gochujang's nuts. Gochujang is red pepper paste, for those who don't know. Yeah, gochujang is wicked. You know what I'm talking about, best Korean Jesus. That's right. Kimchi is the bomb. I'm gonna make some kimchi this weekend. Actually, I got a 4th generation kimchi recipe from my Canadian buddy who married a Korean chick that he met when he was over in Korea when we were over there, and she gave me her grandmother's like 4th generation kimchi recipe. It's nuts, absolutely friggin' berserk. Some kind of ketchup inception, Asian fusion. Yeah, it's nuts. All right, I got to roll, get some chicken right now. You guys got me all hungry, man. All right, I got to take off. You guys enjoy tonight. Again, top 3 beginner synthesizers: Korg Mini Log XD, Behringer Poly D, and the Arturia Mini Freak. If you got the money, get all 3. If you only got the money for one, I'd say screw it and just get all 3. All right, slow.